Awesome. And we're live with our fifth teardown series, this time with JoshTalks. Welcome everyone who's joining us for the first time. We'll be introing a little bit more about the community, the product folks. But for everyone, seeing a couple of familiar faces, so welcome back again on a Saturday evening. And to start things off, a little bit about community of product managers, product marketers, product designers, and enthusiasts. We've been doing a bunch of initiatives to help grow the product ecosystem, mainly in India. A couple of initiatives include Learn PM with .me, a free set of resources to help you upskill. We have Insurger.club, which is an early stage APM program. We've been doing a bunch of events, primarily offline, now in the COVID scenario, online. Two recent summits that we had in October and December. Some of these talks are live on our YouTube channel. Do check it out. And very recently, over the last 4 months, been developing a teardown series where we collaborate with companies such as Dunzo, Graphers, and others to bridge this ecosystem and also to help all of us understand how to read products better, how to develop a better product sense, how to become better product managers. And yes, for this session, we have Josh Talks with us, Vedant and Shobit. Thank you so much for joining in. Awesome.
Hey guys.
And with that, I'll hand it over to Sulai, my co-host from the product folks, to take this session forward. Sulai, over to you.
Thank you, Subhas. Hi, Vedant. Hi, Shobit. Welcome to yet another session of the Product Teardown. Welcome to all the folks. And shortly introducing, I think JoshTalks have been doing phenomenal stuff in the learning space that focuses specifically on the vernacular languages. And they have great traction in the Tier 2 cities and next generation learners doing courses like, soft skill improvements, English learning, and basic computer coding skills, and also programming steps. So that's been fantastic to see how their impressions are with the users of the next gen learners. And specifically in the today's product teardown, we will be seeing where our top 3 participants will be presenting their case study on the problem statement of how to improve the usability and experience of the Josh Skills apps. And specifically, users today want to try before they buy anything, and not all of them have the context of that the service from the Josh Skills is paid, right? And how do we in turn funnel this to improving the purchase to download ratio? So this is the problem statement that people will be presenting about. So a short context on this, and introducing our mentors, like 2 lines before I hand it over to them. So Shobit is the co-founder of JoshTalks, who have built up a strong career and listed on Forbes 30 under 30 Asia in 2018, and has been doing phenomenal stuff in the space. And Vedant started as a digital marketer and now handling the growth chatter at Josh Talks. And as I introduce, I hand it over to Shobit to just give a brief talk about how his journey has been, and then we will shift to Vedant. Looking forward to hear from you guys, and this is going to be a great session. Thank you.
Hi guys, fantastic to be here. Thanks a lot for having us. Like I was saying at the beginning, I think first of all, before starting, this is a fantastic initiative. I think we need to really improve the product energy in India and the product mindset in India, and I think this is a great initiative in that direction. So to start off a little bit about Josh, and a little bit specific to the context of this conversation, I think the idea behind Josh is going to be about 6 years old next month. That's a long time. And we think back, I'm sure like Vedant, I and the core team that's been there since a long time speak that even during the very early days, our mission has remained the same. And that is in some sense to be a bade bhaiya to young India. We believe very strongly that for anyone that changes the orbit of their life. So for example, you go to a McDonald's to order, there is somebody taking an order and a different kind of a person giving the order. How do you move from that side behind the order taking table to this side? That we consider is an orbit shift in your life. When you go from making something like 15,000 rupees a month to over 30,000 rupees a month. And what we have wanted to do is be a bade bhaiya to that audience. Now, we started off with our first thing that we did, which was to raise the aspirations of young India. And that we did through Josh Talks, which was talks from people who've gone out there and done that. People from Dalit farmer's son from a village in Haryana who became a doctor at AIIMS. or became an IS officer and did phenomenal stuff. It's to showcase that you can. It's to raise the aspirations of that audience. And the next thing that we've picked up, which is Josh Skills, which is what we are going to, the app that we're going to tear down today. The goal of that app is to help people achieve career goals. Because what we've looked at is that that's what essentially a Bade Bhaiya helps you do. How he takes you from behind the McDonald's counter to in front of the McDonald's counter is through these two things, is to handhold you to help you make that leap. And that's what we intend to do for Bharat. We launched the Josh Skills app about year and a half ago, and it's been a fantastic journey to actually learn how to build a product. And we've of course made hundreds of mistakes along the way. We're going to hear a lot about the mistakes that still exist on the app and how we could go from here. But essentially that's the goal, to be a Bade Bhaiya to India. And in specific the Josh Skills app, the objective is to help people achieve career goals, pick up very specific goals. Let's say speaking in English with fluency, or to learn the Tally software. Very, very specific goals, and help people achieve those goals. That's the goal behind the work that we're doing.
Fantastic. That's great, Shobit. I think great to hear these words from you, and I think we always need someone to look up to and grow. And I think building this as a platform is a great initiative. Yeah. So Vedant, do you want to share some words before we?
No, I mean I'm glad Shobit covered everything, and I've been a part of the journey for the last 4 years now almost. We started off as a team of 4-5 people. Now we've grown to over 100 people, and like Shobit said, this was also our first time building a product, right? Without having any product experience, or for that matter, even tech experience. So for us, it was a paradigm shift from doing media and content as we were doing when we began to product. And till date, and of course, while building product, we're always learning. So we're still learning and still figuring new things out, still experimenting, running a lot of A/B tests. And very excited to have. I think there are more than 45 people over here. It's absolutely fantastic that you guys took out the time on a Sunday evening to join us. And I hope that we all can learn something about building products in the real world from this session.
Awesome. Thanks for keeping it so real. I think great start. And with that, Sulai, I think we're good to get started. I think just one point. Vedant, Shobit, do you want to add in a little bit about, just before we start off with the finalists, would you want to add in a little bit about how you're going to be scoring these, or how you're going to be looking at how do we decide who the winner is? Super hard, I'm telling you, from the 4 that we've had, this is the hardest part. So any pointers for our finalists on how you guys are going to be looking at that?
So I think I would like to keep it pretty open-ended and keep it pretty simple. That's how we do it at Josh, because I guess the kind of problem that we are solving, how we would really attend to that is that this is very fundamental to, sometimes maybe even if the metric, it doesn't increase the metric, but it actually solves probably the real problem. So I think how I would like to do this is just keep it simple. We'll just overall go over it. Of course, I think if we have to really break it down, probably we could say relatability of the solution to the problem, and then the feasibility actually, and then the one other thing would be that does it go in line with the overall mission, which is to actually help people achieve career goals. So I would say that if we had to put it down into 3, that's how we would do it.
Perfect. Vedant, anything you would like to add?
I think the only thing that is important in this case is that why you're doing what you're doing in your product is very important. So it's one thing to just say ki, I think we should have this, I think we should have this, I think we should have this. And then there is another way of actually, let's say for example, understanding the user, and then this is why the user needs this, because making features is easy. But that's the other part is what really matters. So we're also looking at just not stuffing features, but actually understanding the user and systematically getting down to maybe this is what they're facing as a problem. That is why this should be the solution. And that is how we actually came to the shortlist of the 3 people who are doing it, because these 3 answers had a very well structured way of putting it out. We're just not building for the sake of building it. We're building it because these are the problems that we're facing.
Super, super. Thanks for sharing that. And yep, let's get started. So, for the next 1 hour, our three finalists are going to be temporary team members of the JoshTalks team. And all the best to you guys. Sulai, over to you. And looking forward to this.
Yeah, sure. I think, folks, that one of the hardest part for the participant is like they get limited time and they have like mind full of ideas and they want to like bounce it off to you to make sure that they convey their ideas. So I think folks who are participating knows that we have 10 plus 2, 10 minutes for presenting and 2 minutes for questions. So try to give your approach at like in the first 2 minutes and then focus on the most important point you want to convey to the people on the other side of the table, and then we will like take questions from Shobit and Vedant. So I'll share my screen. So just to like on it, to kickstart it in a simple way, just. So is it like good to see? Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep, we can.
So we have three finalists. So Gauri and Balaji are a team, and Sarthak and Jaideep have done it alone. So we have a spin wheel, and I will spin this wheel. So whoever gets their name first will just start the event, and then we go in the same sequence. Yeah. So just kicking off the wheel, and congrats to all the finalists. Oh. I think Jaideep, now over to you. I think you will.
I'll just invite her on stage.
Yeah,
So,
sure. Jaideep, if you could raise your hand using the raise hand feature, it would be great. Yeah.
I think we invited her to the stage. Yep. Uh, Jaideep, if you could turn on your video.
Yeah, I just allowed the permission for. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hi, everyone.
Thanks for joining in.
Thank you so
All the
much
best.
for this opportunity.
No, and we're glad and we're looking forward to your deck. Some interesting ideas there. So, just to give you a short intro, you have 10 minutes plus 2 minutes where Vedant and Shobit might ask you some questions on your deck. We want to keep it really tight since we have three decks. So, try wrapping up by the 8th or 9th minute. We'll give you a small prompt, that 1 minute to go. And wherever you are on that last slide, please try wrapping up. Then they get 2 minutes to ask you some questions.
Sure, thanks so much, Sohas.
Awesome. And if you could share your screen, Sula, if you want to add in something, I think.
Yeah. So you can share your screen, and meanwhile, I will just do the watch. So tell me when you're ready. I will just kickstart it.
Yeah, I'm ready to present. I can start, right?
Yeah, I started your timer, and now it's.
Okay. So basically, this is my first time I'll be presenting this. So basically, the problem statement that we had about this teardown was that there are a lot of people that come on to this app, but they're not really aware that all the courses are paid, and that leads to a decrease in purchase to download ratio. So we want to increase the user experience, enhance the user experience, and we want to ultimately increase this purchase to download ratio. So basically, Josh Skills is an e-learning platform which is offered by JoshTalks. The target audience is tier 2 and tier 3 cities and low income groups. So the basic aim of this app is to enable these individuals to go from their low income range to at least 20K to 25K per month. And the courses are extremely affordable, low priced, so that these people they can easily purchase these courses, and they are offered in all the regional languages, and the app already has up to 50K subscribers. So looking at the problem statement that we want to enhance this purchase to download ratio, so here are some user personas to understand what are the pain points the people face when they come onto this app, and which leads to this decline in this purchase to download ratio. So these are my three user personas. So coming on to my first persona, this is Mohan, and he's a 12th standard graduate. He lives in a tier 2 city and has recently graduated from 12th standard, and he has no skills that can help him land a job, and he wants to acquire those skills. So his pain points when he comes to the app are that he's not clear about which course he should pick. He does not understand what the course is about before purchasing. So probably he's not very sure that he should go ahead with a purchase, since he has no background on what is it about, etc. My second user persona is Mansi, and she's a BA graduate, and she earns a salary not enough to support the family, and she wants to upgrade her skills, and she basically wants to learn computer skills. Because she believes that computer skills would give her a higher lead her to a job that will give her a higher compensation. And the problem faced by her is that she wants to participate in this course with her friends in a group, because she feels she can learn better in a group, and she'll feel more motivated that way to complete the course and to perform better and learn skills in a better way. So this is something that she feels will help or motivate her in purchasing the course. And the third persona is Vikram. He's a postman. He lives in a tier 3 city, and he is not very good at English. He wants to learn English to grow in his job. But the pain point that he faces while coming onto the app is that there is no menu catalog, which doesn't allow him to search the topics and accordingly choose the right course for him. So these are the three user personas and according pain points. Now the next is a user journey. So for this user journey, the user persona is Mansi. She lives in a tier 2 city, and she wants to upscale herself for better job prospects and compensation. Her expectations from this whole user journey and experience of the app is she wants to find relevant courses, good user experience, and credibility after course completion. So the user starts from this point. If he wants to upscale himself, wants an app that can provide him this, and also in regional language, so that he can grasp things better. So Josh Skills is a perfect match, because Josh Skills perfectly hits all these points, and the user is happy. So when the user onboards, he cannot decide which course he should buy. There's no catalog to filter the search to get the perfect course, and there is no option to join the course in a group. There is no way to know what the course is about before purchasing. And so these are the basic pain points which I'm focusing on. And then the user onboards, but after he onboards, he's done with the course, not sure we can share the achievement with anyone if there is any credibility to it. So these are the basic pain points. So according to these pain points, I have some recommendations. So my first product recommendation is a pre-quiz option. So enabling this pre-quiz option for every course, which will have a basic set of questions about what the course, it will cover all those things what the course is about. It will help the user have a picture what are the basic skills which the user is going to learn from this course. And like that, the user will have a good idea what the course is about, and it will help him decide that he wants to go ahead with a purchase or not. So the user will not simply leave this thinking that he's not sure what it is about. So he'll actually be sure what this course is about, what are the skills he's going to learn from this course. So already we have this demo video option, but demo video option is still not enough to convince the users of the skills which the course is focusing on. So this pre-quiz feature will clear all that dilemma and doubt the user has before going with the course purchase. So the value proposition to the users will be better understanding on what the course is about, more motivation to purchase this course, and also the current skill level assessment. So that will motivate the users in a much more. It will motivate them to purchase this course and clear, of course, all the doubts. And the proposition to Josh Skills is greater download to purchase ratio and greater monthly revenue. The metrics that I'll be using to track this feature are download to purchase ratio and monthly recurring revenue. Then my second product recommendation is to join the course in a group. So this is how the mock-up or the wireframe is. So the number of individuals, a group login and a password. And having a group login and password, a group can join the course and they can finish this course together. They can join this course together. They can share their learnings, and this will motivate the users to learn in a group and in a much effective and better way. So if a user sees this option that they can join this course with their friends, it will probably motivate them to purchase this course and to upgrade and upskill themselves. So the value proposition to the user will be better user experience and learning experience, and to Josh Skills will be more user engagement, number of course subscriptions, and revenue. The metrics that I'll be using to track this would be daily active to monthly active user ratio, monthly recurring revenue, number of course subscriptions, group to individuals. And my third product recommendation would be a menu catalog. So a menu catalog which will filter the courses by the category. For example, English speaking, computer skills, personality development, etc. Currently, what in the current app situation, we don't have this catalog where we can filter by this.
Sorry to stop you. So you have last 1 minute. Try to wrap up your things to just stick on to the
Okay.
time. Sorry about cut.
No, not a problem. Okay, so we currently don't have this menu catalog. So this makes it really difficult for the users to actually navigate to the right course they want. The other product recommendations are rating the courses based on their review and purchases and sorting them in that order, and sharing the course progress with friends, peers, family to enhance the motivation to finish the courses and purchase them also. So the metrics that can help in a better alignment are bounce rate, monthly recurring revenue, churn rate, implementation of the features, and purchase to download ratio. So looking at all these features, we can better analyze how the features are performing and where do we need to emphasize to actually improve on the metrics or the app experience. And based on the feasibility of the features, this is a feature prioritization metrics. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that's great. I think you just closed just on the time. Thank you, Dilip. So do you have any feedback or questions, Vedant or Shobit?
I'll start. I have one quick question. So, what the one feature or recommendation that stood out to me was the group class one, and I thought that was really interesting. So, if you could take me through uh, overall, number one, why you thought of that idea, and number two, if you actually see it implementing, because group class hote hi, it means that you have to follow a schedule because the class has to
Uh,
happen maybe at the same time, or how are you thinking about it? That's why my question.
I actually, even I have taken a lot of courses, for me, and for example, when I'm preparing for an exam or when I am doing a course, so I feel that at a certain point you just don't feel motivated enough to finish that course, or you feel that if you are in a group with your friends, you actually learn better. You have
Hmm.
that motivation to learn better, discuss and share your learnings, and that really helps you. So if you already have this option that you can join a course with your friends in a group, I think that is a big win for you and for everyone, and that will really help you, finish that course in a much better way and learn in a much better way. And I mean, I'm not sure how the courses are, they're live classes or they're already there. So if the courses are not live and they're already there, so I don't think that you need to have a schedule. I think if you share the group login and with everyone who's part of the group, they can log in and you can track that progress per user of that group. So
Okay.
that will be I mean, a group experience, but also individual tracking. So that can
Interesting.
really help the people
Got it.
participating in it.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. That was my question. I don't know if Shobhit
I
has
have
anything.
a thought as well. There's this app called Lumosity, and they are known for their pre-login quiz. It is supposedly one of the best onboardings there could be, and I think there's somebody called Josh Elman in the US who praises them a lot and who takes their example at almost every speech he gives. So they're like legend level. So I just wanted to know that the feature that stood out for me was pre-quiz. What was your inspiration behind that? Why did you even think of that feature?
Actually, I honestly, I was preparing for GMAT, so I took this course eGMAT. So so they had this module thing. So all the topics were divided into modules, and every module had a pre-quiz. So before you enter into that course or before you start learning a skill, they help you analyze where you are standing right now, and also so that you have an idea what that module is going to be about. Because when you're starting a module, you don't really know that what skills you are going to learn from that, what is it focusing on. So that is where I really found that thing to be really helpful in my whole journey or in my preparation. And that really helped me focus what this module is going to be about, what am I going to learn from this. So I think that pre-quiz feature really helps anyone learning a course, know that what this course is about, what skills I'm going to learn from this whole module or course. So that could be a really, I mean, big motivation for anyone and help them decide they really want to purchase this course or not.
Got it. I just have one other thought, and that is regarding the personas that you selected, Jaideep. And 50% of our users are between 18 and 22, 23. That means they're in college, and your persona didn't have
Oh,
that, right?
okay.
So
Okay.
50% of a user set wasn't a part of the persona. So one of my just my recommendations is that relatability of the user to the problem is incredibly important, right? So
But one of my personas was a 12th standard graduate. So I think that lies in that, range 18 to 23.
sure, sure.
No, great point. I think great
Thank you, but thank you so
insights.
much, Shobit.
Thanks,
Yeah, no,
thanks, Jaideep.
absolutely. I think even on the pre-quiz, I think Jaideep, like you said, I think it helps set some context. Just to add to Vedant's point on the group, so curious, why do you think they should have like group buying? Can it not just be single buy and then like get them in a cohort
Uh,
after that?
so I have given both the options, individual as well as group. So there are
Yeah,
some people who really, perform better in group when they study in group or they join in a group. I think they feel more motivated. And there are some people who learn better when they are, doing it alone. So both the options are there
no, absolutely.
based on
No,
who
absolutely, absolutely. I
performs
agree
better
with
in
you.
it.
Yeah, no, I agree with the entire group study logic. It's just that while you're buying, doesn't that become a deterrent? I know I'm going a little deep on this, and maybe we should jump into the next one. I'm super curious on. I feel that is a huge resistance. When you're suppose I'm going to the payment page, you give me an option to group buy. Is it like a specific? You're giving me like 50% off that I really should go ask my friends that hey, should we sign up together for this, right? Or else, if you want to enable a group study feature, which I also think is missing in a lot of MOOCs, for example, Udemy, Coursera, right? Coursera is bringing this up in a really nice way, but sign up as a single individual user, even if I don't, have a bunch of people studying together, get them together. So your idea of, that group study or cohort based is great. I was wondering, what is it that, why would you put it in the flow, in the group buying flow and not group study flow? That is, I think, just rephrasing my
Uh,
question.
Okay, so I told Vedant, so I am not actually, I mean, this feature is not focusing on binding people together and tracking their progress under one group. It is basically kind of a freedom or a choice to the users who want to learn better in a group, maybe a group of their known colleagues, friends, so that and also individually tracking their progress, so it's not anyway binded by a group or hindering them. It's actually meant to motivate them and enable them learning in much better way. So
Sure.
that is the whole idea behind this group
Yeah, I agree. So the motivation
participation.
part is correct. Jaideep, like I agree completely. Like I may not agree completely with the solution presented, but I understand where the thought is coming from. While how studying with people in a group really changes that entire experience and makes you want to probably attend classes more also.
Yeah.
I just like to give a final thought, Jaideep, that I think it was a fantastic job. But sometimes, and all my feedback is positive. This is just a thought to you that sometimes the difference between getting a feature right by chance versus getting it right by design involves knowing the reasons, psychological reasons for why this will work. For example, there is actually like almost every feature is implemented by some app out there. That means there is a science available as to why it worked. So we have actually been thinking about implementing a pre-quiz, a pre-joining quiz, and the science behind that is there are three things that a pre-quiz does on a psychology level. The first is that it makes people believe that this course is going to be customized, built for me. The second is that people feel that they've invested time, they've invested and given something to the app, so they want to now stick on to that investment they have made. And the third is the belief happens that यार ये app तो मेरी problem solve कर देगी because you're asking them questions related to that. So those are the three reasons. The three quiz is a fantastic idea. But I think just knowing the psychological reasons behind the product sometimes is a very valuable thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But awesome. I think, Shobha, thanks for sharing that. Actually, that's insightful. You can actually track progress pre and post. But yeah, like Shobha mentioned, great job, Jaideep, and all the best. Do stay tuned for the
Thank you.
results. Good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Jaydeep. I think you just mentioned that you're doing it for the first time, and for first time, it's incredible, right? Whatever you have done. So if
Absolutely.
you have just followed the product or product teardown, I think whatever Shobit mentioned, it's like more about doing a empathy mapping of a user, and we have seen like people have done it, and this is your way forward to get invested in your product journey, and this is a great start first of all, and on your first attempt you made in top 3, so you should be really proud about yourself, right? And just getting back, we have two more, so sharing the screen with the fortune wheel. um,
I really like the fortune wheel.
Kudos to
Fun.
Suhas introduced. Okay, so we have Sarthak, Gauri and Balaji, so let's see that who makes to the next. Okay, I think now we know. I think Gauri and Balaji will start now, and Sarthak, you'll be the next one after them. Okay, cool. Balaji is there, and welcome back. So Balaji and Gauri were like one of the finalists in the last tear down for Pharmacy, and this time they have collaborated. So this is also one of the key motivations behind building up this tear down, finding like-minded folks, learning from each other, and putting up great content to the community. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Balaji, over to you. Tell me when you're ready, and I will just start the stopwatch timer. So,
Yeah, let me share
Uh,
this.
are you guys splitting the deck? Will both of you all be talking? Hi Gayatri, hi
Yeah,
Balaji.
hi.
Will you
yeah,
both be presenting or
Yeah, so
it's
he'll be sharing the screen and I'll start presenting, and
okay,
then
awesome.
after that he'll take over.
Super,
Yeah.
super. You all know the rules, so not explaining that again. All the
Okay.
best, and your time starts as soon as he goes to present. So goes to
Okay.
now. All the best.
yeah, now.
Cool. Okay. You can start. Okay, so I'll just start with a brief how we sort of looked at it. So the main goal we saw was that the problem was to increase the purchase to download ratio. So the whole deck we prepared is by keeping this as the primary sort of metric in mind, and we have designed the whole deck in keeping this in mind. And then yeah, the main problem which we heard from y'all was that users want to try before buying, and not all of them have a proper context that the service is paid. So there's some issue in the communication, and a little bit about the target audience. So right now, y'all are growing. To the next billion users from India and more developing countries. So this means that your target audience is also going to be a little bit different. Like it's going to include South India, it's going to include people from different countries like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, different places. So how is it going to impact your product? So we have looked at that also. So yeah, you can go to the next one. Okay, so I'll just go how the process we did. We first did a little bit of research about the app, current app. We did a competitive analysis about the app. Then we did a little bit of design research also. Then we developed a user persona, which is basically an amalgamation of all the research which we have done. And then we identified the problems and solutions by doing a little bit of research again on the App Store, and then we came up with different solutions in regard to that, and then we prioritized them. Can you go to the next? Okay, so a little bit about Josh skills. So I think this a lot has already been explained by you before, so we can just go to the next one. Okay. So a little bit about the competitive analysis. So I'll just go. What we have learned from here is possibly areas where we can compete with other apps in the market are places where gamification can be introduced in the app experience, and a little bit of personalization where a person, when he is entering the app, he feels a little bit of that connection with the app. Okay, that this is my screen, this is my app, and he feels more connected. So that thing, if we could work on, and then a little bit of the onboarding process, because right now when I'm getting into the app, it's like if I'm a first time user, I don't really know how I'm going to navigate the app. So sort of focusing on a more easy onboarding process, and yeah, a little bit more about the communication about the free trials and courses and all that. Can you go to the next one? Okay, a little bit of design thing also. Since we are designing for a specific target audience, we have assumed that their tech literacy is possibly lower than the rest of the urban parts of the country. So we can't just take solutions from different kinds of apps and expect it to work. So what we have done is a little bit of design research. So things like consistency while you apply the design elements. Using things like larger icons and color coding to help memory aids and show relationships between categories, and then designing. So one thing is for people who are easily intimidated by tech. One thing is that you can provide constant feedback to them. So that is another thing which could be added, and to have a more linear sort of navigation. So that is just possible things which could be done. So then we created a persona which is based on these different kinds of research. And then this is of Yogesh, who's a 22-year-old fresh graduate from Madurai. And he's working part-time and he's looking for full-time employment. And right now he is going through the interview process, and then he's trying to learn to speak English better. And he has downloaded Josh Skills app after watching a video of a spoken English course on the YouTube channel. So we are taken that kind of trajectory where they have seen a video on YouTube and then they have come to the app. And he has different goals, like he wants to get a full-time job which pays at least 15K. He wants to network with people, he wants to learn to speak English, and he wants to learn how to save money because he's just starting his career, and he has these different goals which he wants to do. Coming to the pain points, he thought that the course was free, like how he was on YouTube. It is on YouTube, but then when he's asked for payment, he's a bit taken aback. Then the main medium of instruction of the course was, in Hindi to English. And now since he is from Madurai, this is not, this is a little difficult for him to follow because it is his first language is Tamil. And then there is no place he could search for English speaking courses to see all the options and choose from it. Then the course material is not easily accessible in case he wants to go back and see it again. So that is one more thing. Because like in the courses, the different kinds of videos he's seeing, all of that he's not able to access it when he very instantaneously. Okay, just go back to that. I think there's one more. Yeah, he wants more demo classes and the ability to see what is in the course before making the purchase. So basically, this is something which we have got by seeing all the different kinds of reviews that people are not happy with the current demo class sort of thing which is there right now. So can you go to the next one? Okay, so what we did is we just started with a problem and tried to sort of logically think of, what kinds of ways we could figure out the exact issue. So one, if you see, we started with a low purchase download ratio is the main problem. So in this, we divided into two things. One is the users don't know that they have to pay. And then the other possible thing could be that they know that they have to pay, but they still don't want to pay. So then coming to the first sort of thing, where they don't know that they have to pay. Now, this is more of a problem of discoverability of that messaging. So this could be done from outside the app, like on the different kinds of messaging platforms which you all have, which is like a YouTube channel, whichever your landing page, your ad copy, all of that. And it also could be like inside the app itself. So what happens is inside the app, this could be taken care like while you're doing the onboarding process. It could be taken care of that time. It could be taken care of different times. So the user's not, it's not a surprise that, oh no, at the end when I'm all really interested about it, that then you're asking me to pay. Then they don't feel like they want to pay at that point of time. So then coming to the lower thing, that they know that it's free, but they still don't want to pay. So that is a problem with the usability of the app and whether they are, not able to find enough value in the app. So what we have done here is we have taken different kinds of reviews from the App Store and we have categorized these. So these are like actual feedback which customers have. So one is users cannot find relevant content. Users have tried it once and did not like the content. They have tried it once and found it too difficult to navigate, and the language of instructions, payment issues, and all of that. So basically, we have come to three sort of main issues we have categorized it into. One is communication and trust, then search and navigation, and content discoverability. Yeah, I can go to the next one. Okay, just one. Could you just tell me how many minutes I have left? I'm so sorry.
1 minute and 30 seconds.
I think you'll have to quick
wrap up.
go faster. Yeah.
Just focus on.
Okay. So, you can go to the next one. This is basically we've worked on different solutions. The first solution is reworking on communication. So this we basically listed different kinds of communication, voicing, which we found missing in the platform. Next one. Then we worked a little bit on the onboarding process. So this is the current onboarding process. Could you go to the next thing? So this is the current flow, and this is what we proposed, where the person can actually choose, while they're doing the onboarding, they can choose the languages, they can choose the topics, and they can have a little, can you just go ahead? Yeah, like this, they can choose different things so that they feel more invested to the app, and the app also knows what to show them. That can be a back-end functionality, and there is a progress bar also so that they don't feel lost in the app. Can you go next? They can also be like, since it's a low-tech literacy people we are designing for, they can be also like how to use the app for the first time. Next. Okay, yeah, you can start. You can go ahead, Balaji.
Balaji,
you're on mute. Yes.
Is it fine now?
Yep.
So also, as we have seen in the onboarding, we are taking some user preferences. So we saw a need to use those user preferences and recommend the users based on that particular thing. As of now, it is like same kind of thing for everyone. So we worked on that particular approach. And then in the next thing, we thought of a better in-app experience with implementing some gamification elements. So inside gamification elements, we have like missions, we have leaderboards, trophies, profile creation, avatars, and a lot of different stuff. And also we had some thoughts on things like the course detail page, and the feature section wasn't used properly, and we think the above the fold was not that efficient in conversion and stuff like that. So with that, we prepared an enhanced course details page with things we found that might be useful for the user to make a decision. And then on the prioritization side of things, we use reach, impact, ease of implementation, and these are assumptions we have taken to improve the purchase to download ratio. So we have got a prioritization order based on that particular thing. And thank you. Yeah.
Perfect. I was just gonna come in and tell Valerie, so sorry you're over time, and luckily that was the last time. But yeah, I would love to go deeper. Maybe we have our constraints that we can't increase the time because it's three finalists. But yeah, I think I love the deck. Over to Vedant and Shobit to.
Yeah, I think everyone's pretty much on the same page on this one. That I could see all the clap emojis coming in during your presentation, and that this was very well done. Totally, I would say. And the even the suggestions that you had made, for example, about simple things. So it was a very straightforward approach. I really liked it. All the things that are already there, how can we make those better without, let's say, for example, having the tech burden of making a completely new feature, etc., etc. And you briefly touched up upon the in-app experience also, so that was also good. So great job. I especially that one solution wala slide, I really liked it. That was very well structured. So kudos for that.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Can we actually just go back to the solution wala slide once? I think we just whizzed past that too fast.
This one.
Balaji, this is your opportunity. Somewhere in the question, you can plug in one of your solutions.
Yeah. Is it this slide or the next one?
The next one.
Yeah.
Enroll now, I think, right?
Yeah. So is it
Can
like
you talk a little bit about this, Balaji? Can you share your thoughts on this slide?
Yeah. We have seen we have three things like a lot of people are learning about the app in a certain way, so we wanted to work on that particular thing to educate them that it's paid courses, and also that the courses are available for multiple skill levels, as well as the content is made for that particular thing. And also on the discoverability side of thing, as of now, it's like a very lame approach where we're showing all of those particular things in an unstructured way, where as a user, I have a lot of accessibility issues to pick a course and stuff like that. In the in-app experience, we are looking at how after the post-purchase, how the user is experiencing the app and stuff like that. In this discoverability, we have seen about the filtering aspect of things, like how we categorize these courses, and also addition of the bottom navigation icons where I can actually navigate through different sections of the app. So yeah, these are some of the solutions that we worked on.
Yeah, basically to figure out this is sort of to understand that we have taken things from real people's feedback, and these are the kinds of things which we feel that would be most easily, could be done by y'all. Because and most effective also, because things like onboarding process and categorization, these are things which can be done easily. It doesn't have the need to create a completely new feature. So that's why we have sort of thought of the solution through this thing, rather than create our own solutions without any.
Got it, understood. I thought this was great. It's just improvements to what already exists.
Yeah.
And I think there's no way to tell apart from doing A/B tests.
Yeah, there isn't. So we have also done, like, later on when we are talking about improving the in-course experience through increasing accessibility. There we have shown different kinds of things. Could you go to the next one? Yeah. So we no yeah. So here we have done things like having mentorship opportunities where people can meet students from the same city, like there are local meetups, to allow teachers and students to collaborate or communicate when they're taking a test. and to have instant feedback. So these kind of things we have also explained, but these are more like things which don't have basis in actual feedback. So we put this at the end of the slide. Like these are more like ideas which people could work on. You all could do like tests and get people's feedback and see if it's actually workable. But yeah, so our main solutions are based on things which we felt are already proper user feedback. Yeah.
Got it.
Cool. Overall, I think the feedback has been amazing coming in the chat section. I think content has been put very clearly. People who are looking to do teardowns, I think what we could learn is like focusing more on the visual conveying than the text was pretty good with Balaji and
Correct. Agreed.
yeah. So that was really great, and so that they could convey whatever they want to. Now, without further ado, we will just jump to our last finalist, Sarthak. Sarthak, if you could raise hands, then probably we could invite you to the stage, and then you can just start the presentation. Yeah. Cool. Hi, Sarthak.
Am I audible?
Yeah, cool. You're audible.
Screen visible?
Yep. So are you sharing your screen? We can see you, but we don't see your screen.
Is it visible now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds good. So your time starts now, Sarthak. All the best, and just looking for your show.
Okay. So I'll get started. So I'll start with the objective, of course, which is to increase the course purchases and subscription through improved usability and experience. And the scope of this presentation is mainly focused towards the conversion flow. So that means any sort of analysis on the problem or solution has been presented with the objective of conversion, and then comes the secondary objective, which is the engagement. So before we jump on to the demography or anything, I just I just want you to get into the head of any learner. And any learner, when he opens the app or when he goes through any sort of resources, he's basically in two states of mind. So he's either in the exploration state, or or he's otherwise in the definitive state. So by definitive, I mean that he knows what he wants to learn, and then he finds the best match and gets started. And with the exploration state, I mean to say that he doesn't know what he wants to learn. He just wants to explore his options and then see what is the best option for him. So as an app, our role is to provide him the specific kind of course or material he's looking for. And once he's done with that, or once he's on the journey of completing it, he must move on to exploring other courses and everything. Okay. So before we get started, just some cleanup task with the app. I saw this on the left hand side before this. Before you actually log in, there's a 3 to 4 second window where you move from this screen to this screen. You have several options like referral, help, and settings on this thing. But when you move on to your actual home screen after the login, these options disappear. So I think this is some sort of bug that needs to be corrected. Then there's no Josh Skills branding available on the home screen once the user logs in. There's a back button, which is irrelevant because usually back button represents that you want to go back to some other screen, and in this case, it directly exits. And then if you are a Punjabi user, so every time you open the app, you have to first right swipe 3 times to just reach your home screen. Some more cleanup would be I opened this rating section in one of the courses, and anyone can discover that these things do not add up. And same goes with respect to the number of days that the course takes for completion. And again, these are small things, but I mean, it puts up the credibility of the app into question. And finally, there was a WhatsApp symbol that creates an automated message, sends it to one of the numbers, and then the response that I get back is to download the app. So basically, this feature is just useless. So we can probably remove this feature or maybe improve upon it. So I'll start with the user persona. So we had 2 states of mind cleared out. And then the user persona that I've taken is Ramesh. He's actually a young BTech student and is looking for job opportunities. He has access to cell phone and internet connection and lacks some direction with respect to his career. So his journey begins. He has downloaded the app, he opens it for the first time, and he wants to see how this app can help him. So the first thing that he sees is that there's a banner that tells about subscription. Now the good thing is you are immediately trying to close him as a permanent user, but the bad thing is you at this point you have not established any sort of credibility. So one of the suggestion would be to create a horizontal scroll bar wherein you can put in some of the impressive KPIs like these many subscribers are already on this platform. These are the testimonials. These are the reviews from our users. So then it's easier to close that sale. Then he sees then he moves on then he scrolls down and he sees that there are a lot of courses available, right? But then he sees that these courses look more like the clickbaits that you see on the internet. But at the same point, Ramesh thinks this is a very good thing. He feels that with the photos and the kind of language and the heading, he feels this is a very personalized gives him a very personalized feeling with respect to the courses available. So he goes ahead and tries to explore the app more. So a few suggestions here are that we have these separate fragments for each and every language. And again, language is something which is a very static choice. So if I'm a Punjabi user, I would want all my courses in Punjabi. And we know that this language is basically the USP for JoshTalks, but then we can include it in some other way, which we'll look further. Again, good thing is the help option is easily available. Of course, banners gives a personalized feelings. But the bad thing is that again there is no option for user profile or customized settings that were earlier available on this screen, right? So next, he moves on and scrolls further. Now at this point, Ramesh is a little lost because there's just a linear list and with a very different sort of courses in just one list. So he's completely lost which courses are available, which courses should he look for, and what will be the best fit for him. So he gets lost into that browsing, and again, there's no tip or any indication whether this particular course will work for him or is it of any good for him. And then he goes through endless scrolling, and even those irrelevant courses that doesn't matter to him are in that list. So one of the suggestion would be to clearly categorize the courses, so that will make the whole browsing experience easier for Ramesh. And then there could be some indicators on these banners, something like ratings, some tags, something related to languages. All those things could be added on the banner itself that gives some more info about the particular course. Then finally there could be a recommendation, because in the end Ramesh is actually looking for a job, and for that job he needs to develop certain set of skills. Now we can provide a recommendation to what courses will help him find that job. So Ramesh sees a SQL course, he sees that this could be of help, but again he's not sure, and then he tries to see whether any other programming languages related courses are available. So he tries looking for a Python course because he has heard somewhere that Python is in demand with respect to job market. So but all this is very difficult. So one suggestion again here is to include a search-based system, search-based browsing on the platform. Then he finds that okay, he'll go with this Python course. He clicks upon it. He sees that reviews are good, but again reviews just without any info about how many ratings have been given, how many users have subscribed to this course, seems puts the credibility a little bit in question mark. The good thing about this page is that there's a very detailed description about the course. The information about the instructors is available, written reviews, and especially I saw that TikTok or WhatsApp story kind of videos from the users. So that again gives a very personalized feeling. And the FAQs are covered in depth. The value addition from this course is unavailable. When you click on the syllabus, so you actually move the user away from the app. The reward of the course completion is also unknown, and there is no option for further clarification wherein he can put in his details and get some more info. And finally, what other courses can he learn related to this that will actually help in finding his job. So the suggestions are, we can add some tags. So if it's a Python course, we can add just tags related to engineering or programming languages. So once the user clicks that tag, he can find all the other courses that are associated with that tag. Then details about how many ratings or the number of subscriber can be available right here at the top where the ratings are visible. Next is there should be a dedicated section for similar courses. So we obviously live in a world of Amazon and Netflix, and we see that frequently bought together, or movies you may like option. So this can be easily integrated here as well. Then again, syllabus section should not take the user away from the app. It should be in-app expandable option. Skills, there should be a separate section wherein what skills will be gained by Ramesh after he completes this course. So he'll actually know about what output he'll get from this course. And obviously another suggestion here would be to put a certificate which gives a sort of a tangible output of this course. Then again, Ramesh's primary criteria is to find a job. So what kind of jobs he can apply after completing this course, that will give him some guidance with related to his career. And finally, there should be an option to share the course, share the info of the course to some other social media or WhatsApp or maybe his peers. And finally, yes, there should be a section wherein he can just leave his number, contact details to get connected to the Josh team. So he sees that there is this course, but he's not convinced, so he wants to consider other options as well. So he goes back.
Sarthak, the time is getting close, so can you wrap up your slide? This will be like your last slide.
Sure. Just give me 1 minute. So he goes back, and again he has to go through all that browsing. So the quick addition here would be to add a wishlist option with respect to each course. And finally, when he's actually converting into a subscriber or a paid user, he sees another option of a subscription option, which is good. But the point here was that he sees the option at 900, and at the same point he saw the same option at 499 in the beginning. So there's some discrepancy within the app that needs to be looked at. So finally, this is the overall suggested UI. So you see the search bar, you see this recommendation of courses. He can just click and put in his details, what he's looking for. And based on that info, the platform can make the recommendations. Again, the courses are categorized. Each banner has ratings, the language option, the option to add to the wish list or bookmark it, and another option whether this particular course is popular or not. So he'll know whether this course will add value to him or not. And then once he clicks it, he has those options to again add it to wishlist, share it, see several tags, see several skills that he'll gain from this, sees the job opportunities that will be available to him after he completes this course. And finally, the prioritization is basically on the basis of the impact with respect to ease with which he's able to find his courses. So this is the list based on all the earlier recommendations that I have provided, and that's it.
Good one. Thank you, Sarthak. So now to you, Shobit and Vedant.
Sarthak, first things first.
Yeah.
I really liked the first 3 slides of your presentation because it was quite direct and to the point as to the problems that we've been facing. And I like that about the entire presentation is that number one, again, that there was a good mix between what are new features that should be added and what are current features that should be improved. And I also love the radical candor about all the mistakes that we've made within your presentation, because unless until somebody within the team comes up and says, you guys are doing this wrong, or these are the mistakes that you've somehow overlooked. Because sometimes these things never get ironed out, even in multiple processes. There needs to be somebody who's in the team and saying, boss, this is wrong. And you did that very well in your presentation. So I really appreciate that. That was good. Overall, apart from that, I think it was well structured, and you had your game on point, and I think it was analyzed well as well. So good work on that. Really liked it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I also have no questions. I thought it was a great job done. Especially, I think my favorite feature was get recommendations. The reason for that is because I think it goes very well in line with the objective for why the app was even created, which is to help people achieve career goals, and everybody has different goals. So what get recommendation would do is help people uh, see whether like put down very specifically what is their goal. Like in this case, it was to get a job. We very purposely have not put categorizations on the app, and we haven't done a horizontal flow because we did a user test where people. So most apps have a horizontal and vertical, but this audience is not used to that because this audience has mostly only been on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and they're all this.
Yes, yes.
They're not the right left. A lot of the times, this is also one of the only their first purchases online, and I'm not counting mobile phone recharge,
Correct.
and I'm not counting utility payments. So anything out of choice they are buying. This is one of the first payment generally. So almost 80% people, this is the first course they've ever bought. Uh, so that's why we have kept the other floor. But otherwise, I think the get recommendations is a fantastic idea. We may actually look at testing this out.
Super, super. Yeah, and like adding to both the points, I think I've seen a bunch. We've done 5 teardowns, about 100 odd submissions till now. From your thing, I saw that it's not following a template. Like you've not started there. You've started with, okay, this is where the problem. You've gone deeper into the app to see, okay, like tying back the rating. That's a great thing. I think even in the previous slide they've picked up some things from rating, but to notice that, hey, it's not tying up, which is great. And there's an eye opener for me also. Okay, next time even I'm going to look into it. So
Yeah,
very very
I want to check why are they not tying up, because one of the things we do very closely into our heart is to be absolutely true.
yeah.
हाँ कई बारी वो गलती हो जाती है, 8 days course and 8 hours course. कई बारी it's very, like and that is fine. But how can a rating not tie up?
Yeah. No, but very interesting. Good stuff, Sarthak. One question to Vedant and Shobit. So, since the question was around, conversions, um, is payment, the price point something that you guys have come up with? Is that something that is fitting, or like, after a lot of iterations? Because I didn't see any of the three decks really focusing on that. But in my head, it was like, maybe with this audience, pricing of your courses might also play a factor. But over time, do you see you have found a sweet spot, or are you guys still thinking lots about this?
So there's two answers to this. One is the product answer and the other is the business answer. I'll give you the business side of the answer. There is two ways to build. The way we see it for us, a large business would be something that reaches $100 million revenue
Mm-hmm.
on a yearly basis. To do that, there are only two ways. One is that you either price this at around a $200 price point. Right, that's the road that we see current edtech everybody has taken, and there is actually a roadmap for that to achieve that. If you charge $200, where then there are live classes, and there's the other side to this, right? It's you could say more intense, and also $200 you will only pay when there's a very very specific goal you're trying to achieve, like cracking an exam. The other road is that you go a little bit the Duolingo way, where you go for 300 million downloads, or in our case, you go for 5 million paid users on a recurring basis. We are trying to play that 5 million users on a recurring basis every single year, kind of a road, because we see that there will always be a very large percentage of the audience that will not be able to pay beyond, you could say, 500-600 rupees per course, right? And because they have to learn 15-20 things, and we don't want to also keep courses just like English or computers, which are very tangible. We also want to keep courses that are open-ended, things like the attitude to have to find a job during your final year of college. Right, it's what our bade bhaiya did to us, right? I'm sure we had somebody in our lives who said कि क्या कर रहा है शोभित, पागल हो गया क्या, मतलब उठ के अप्लाई कर, मैं कराता हूँ तेरे साथ, यार लिंक्डइन बनाते हैं साथ में. We also want to do that. Because we want to do that, we can't price it at 3,000 because that will never sell, or we'll have to give it completely free, and then there'll have to be a freemium model to it. So I hope this works. That is 300 to 2,000 rupee price point for various courses. We're able to figure out, but yeah, that's a business answer to it.
No, that's a great point. So it's a volume game, right? Target a larger volume at a smaller price point, hit the same number, right? Very interesting. A follow on, maybe we'll take this towards the end, but also around the propensity of this particular audience that you're targeting. So To give an example, say we take a number of say 5 million, and to reach 100 million ARR, that would approximately say $20 per user over the entire year. So that would approximately be say 100 rupees per month, right? Which doesn't seem like a big number, but given that you guys have such good quality content already on your YouTube, why should a user pay to access? What is special on the on the content side? Product side, I think all the three decks have covered some great stuff.
I'll take
On
this
the
one. Yeah,
Sure,
I'll take
sure.
this one. So one of the biggest feedbacks that we've gotten, and this is in fact a question a lot of people have asked us, is that yeah, ye sara content is on YouTube. Why should we even pay, I don't know, 49 rupees or 20 rupees for this? And the answer also from the people who actually paid was this: there's the learning on YouTube is for people who've reached a level where they can, let's say, for example, take 7 ideas that they've seen in 7 different random YouTube videos after a lot of research and put them together. That's one type of learner. And the other type of learner is where if you give them, let's say, for example, a set recipe for success in a certain format, a certain standard, let's say, for example, in our app, it is one video a day, which is like 15 minutes, 20 minutes of a concept, and 4 to 5 exercises that help you revise that concept and other concepts that are ongoing every day, right? At the same time or at a time that you want it, right? That works for a lot of people. And they're like, if the cost of that is only 199 rupees, we are okay with that. Okay, you
Yes.
give me 199, 299 pay content for 4 months, 6 months, and I learn something new every day in one specific format. That habit, I think the habit creation part for us is something that YouTube cannot offer, and that's what we're digging down upon also, and doubling down on.
Via the app. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I'll
Makes
just
sense.
put a thought on that. If you look at so again, when we're taking any decision, it sort of goes back to um, if I was somebody's whatever, yeah, exactly how would I do it? So let's say, let's take this example, right? That what kind of attitude to have to find a job in the final year of college? Now, if literally, Suhas, you are my bade bhaiya and you have to tell me that, and you cannot call me, but you can only WhatsApp me, what would you tell me?
Yeah.
Versus going on YouTube and talking to anyone about it. So, so the reason that, for example, we are the only edtech player that's teaching on chat interface.
Very interesting.
We are a chat interface, right? So, whoever is your teacher actually sends you a video in a chat. It feels like वो मेरे से बात वो WhatsApp पे लगता है basically, right? So it would literally be Suhas, you talking to me directly.
Nice.
That's why this transition was very important to go from YouTube. We could have also done this on YouTube, but to do this on a chat interface. Yeah, we actually did this on WhatsApp first. We weren't even interested in building our own app, right? Because the goal was to become a better way. Yeah, WhatsApp was a fantastic, but WhatsApp में of course वो scale ही नहीं हो पाया for obvious reasons, and therefore a chat app. So how in fact I look forward to people seeing this is it's a chat app. It's a chat app.
Very interesting. Very interesting. No, looking forward to dig deeper into those questions. Hopefully, we'll get 10-15 minutes towards the end. But for now, we'll give you 5 minutes if Vedant and you could sync up to just see who our winners for today are. I'll give you 5 minutes for that. Meanwhile, Sulai, you and me could. Satak, thanks once again. I think, sorry to mention, I just forgot to mention, but great deck and all the best. Looking forward to see who the winner is.
Yeah, so I think Shobit and Vedant will get back to us with the winners. So meanwhile, I think a lot of people have stayed with us throughout the course of Teardown from the first edition of us in August, and I have stayed throughout this teardown. The learning from every teardown has been immense for me personally. So I hope you are also having the same. And the important thing is like this is a monthly event, so we are like planning on the consistency. We will run every month, and the registrations for the next month are open from today. So you have the link on the chat window now. Feel free to just register. And also you have the recordings from the previous event, and the decks from the top 3 are on our landing page from the productfolks.com. Take references, build things, and create a great product career. So that's the idea of putting this platform, bridging the aspirants and the companies to find quality between each other. So that was the key point. So here is what we have. So meanwhile, since you guys are listening, we have a very interesting event which is upcoming, which is on the SaaS pricing. So how do you price your SaaS product, right? So this event link is also on the chat window now. Oh, sorry. Just
I think
getting.
it's the same link.
Yeah.
So like, I think this is a December teardown. Maybe you could add the Jan teardown registration link as well
Uh,
whenever you get some time.
okay.
But
So yeah. I will just update it.
sure. No, yeah, but yeah, two points to add there. I think like Solai said, I think we've got Krish from ChargeBee, so like don't miss this opportunity. I think we've been able to connect with him, got that opportunity to do it offline, but it's going to be a super interesting. If any of y'all haven't followed the ChargeBee journey, do definitely follow. We hear a lot from Freshworks and Zoho in this ecosystem, but ChargeBee has a very interesting model, very fast growing, one of the top SaaS startups to come up from India. Um, so that is one. And also, we have a couple of companies already lined up for the next few teardowns. And one that we are talking to, I assure you, many of y'all have already used it. So in case that closes, do stay tuned. It's a great opportunity, to be honest. We were trying this even before teardown started. While we were working on the Insurgo journey, we had reached out to the same company, and back then TPF was a lot smaller. Things were a lot different, but for the teardown initiative, I think we've got an affirmative, so things are going to be super interesting. I think so. I will announce that in the coming days, but definitely Rico, stay tuned. In case you aren't following us on Twitter, do check out. I think we'll be releasing the company as well. Yeah, a couple of other interesting announcements. We just released our 100 PMs list. In case you haven't seen that on Twitter, do check that out. Maybe I'll just put the link in the chat section. But yeah, we see that Vedant and Shobit are ready. So without keeping you guys waiting, we'll hand it over to Vedant and Shobit. Looking forward to the winners.
So I think the order will be first is the product shout out, like the product sparks, and then we go for the winner of the event. So that's all the best.
Cool. So number one, so Ajay, I don't know if you're on the call, but your deck was also in the shortlist with the top three, and it was very minute details that we had to filter it out on because it was strictly three. But Ajay, I think you also had some good solutions. Ajay Agarwal, fantastic job over there. So congratulations on that. And I'm sure that as you keep participating in more teardowns and more having these discussions, I think that's what's important, because product management is not like accountancy or tax that you can be taught. It's a fairly new field. Everybody is learning, and even the top product managers right now, like in a Facebook or a Google, are still learning and still getting their game better, because this is a constantly evolving field. So Ajay, great job, and the other three participants also great job on what you presented over here today. It was good on two fronts. Number one, it's also always good to have a third party perspective, because what happens is that it is very easy to get siloed when you're working on a particular thing for a long as time, and then somebody else comes in and then they tell you, these are the things that you could be doing, and then you go back into that thought cycle where you're thinking, okay, we could have done this as well. So that's number one. So thanks for giving in your insights, and number two, thanks for pointing out all the small little bugs that we might missed out. I'm saying this for the second time because that's also very important, and you guys did that so wonderful. And I will leave it to Shobit to announce who we thought was the best out of the three today, and why we chose that.
So I think the award goes to Sarthak.
Oh wow! Congratulations, Sarthak. Well done.
There's there was this clarity in thought that was there in Sarthak. Also, the user persona was the most relatable of all, and I feel that hey Sarthak, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Congrats, man. Good work done.
Good work. Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of the times this stuff is really tough to think through, and to think through in a very because you're basically doing mental models, right? It's like Einstein used to say, right? I don't do any experiments. I do everything in my mind, and it's and this is one of the toughest things to actually do, to only use your mind to think through an entire thing. So I think on that front everybody did well, but I think Sarthak, we thought that yours was the best.
And Sarthak, special shout out to your like I mentioned, radical candor. I liked it personally. I'm a fan. Like ever since I read that book, No Rules. I've been a fan of this. You all should check out that book, by the way. So Anyway, no, but all points were very well mentioned, and you had this way of going about the solutions, which was perfectly logical. ये question है, ये answer, ये question है, ये answer है. So I thought that was also good. So we both mutually decided that it's the same. Like no, completely unanimous over there.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Super. Well done, Sathak, and thanks to the JoshTalks team for collaborating with us on this. Because they also mentioned that the winner gets an opportunity to interview with them. So all the best, Sathak. Give it your best shot. You have some more time to go, so prep hard, find as many more bugs, go in with a lot more, and all the best for that. But on the other hand, the other two participants don't walk away. We have some very exciting goodies again, thanks to Vedant and Shobit. So thank you for all the effort that you put in, because everyone who's attending this as well, we get to learn a lot. So you put in so much effort in building these decks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you learn while building, we learn while listening to you. So it's a win for the ecosystem, like Vedant mentioned. So thanks to you guys for participating month on month. Hope you're enjoying this. Hope you are learning on that journey. And yep, with that, Solai, handing it over to you to close. But Vedant and Shobit, thank you so much for joining. It was a lovely evening with you guys.
Yeah, please, all the finalists, I have one request. Please share your address with Sulai, and we will ensure that the goodie boxes are shipped over to you ASAP. And congrats to Sarthak once again. Great job.
Hey, congrats, Sathak. So before I, start, would you like to say some words? How was your experience doing this teardown? What was your learnings? And just some few words for people who are looking out to participate in the next one.
We won that Oscar speech.
Yeah. We want Bade Bhaiya now for the teardown folks.
Yeah, this is just my first teardown, so I have never been into a product teardown, and the reason like why I chose to do this was like I'm working as a consultant, and when you work for a product, it's a completely different game. A product is basically a baby that you want to nurture and create a better version of every day. So that was the aspect that I started in the starting itself. Right, so that's why those bugs in the starting. So first I wanted to improve the minute things, the minute mistakes that were there, and then from there upon I thought to improve on the solution. And again, I thought of a lot of solutions, so maybe gamifying and everything. But again, the important thing that I saw there was first was the connect with the audience. So to connect with the audience, I literally had to go into that English mode and try to speak in their language and understand their perspective. And I think that empathy part, I mean, I'm still learning about all those things, but that is, I think, the most crucial part when you look towards a product.
Absolutely.
Great one. Yeah. Thanks, Sathak, and I think as Suhas mentioned, so prep hard, and you have a great opportunity in front of you. Just use it to your best. Thank you, Sathak. So, and meanwhile, before closing, thanks Vedant and Shobit for like spending your time throughout, staying throughout the journey of this month teardown, and arranging the goodies and giving the problem statement to the community and taking time to review the decks, because it also needs a lot of effort from your side to make this happen.
No, so I think it actually takes a lot of effort from the product folks team to make this happen. We are just sitting here for an hour or two, but I think the real applause goes to all the work that you guys are doing regarding product and around this community and building this. This is the first of its kind in India, that I'm sure of, and I think you guys are doing a great job at it. So I think everybody who's watching this, I think they deserve a round of applause, the entire TPF team, because it's fantastic. Like Shobit said, it's one of a kind and it's a really good initiative.
Absolutely, and I just reiterating this what Vedant said again, that I think this is an absolutely essential thing to happen in India if we are to build truly, as Gaurav Manjal puts it, iconic products. We need people who believe in the iconic products and who understand what it means to build them, and that can only happen by when we have an ecosystem that gets built around it. So very much like the startup ecosystem trying to get built in the 2013s kind of a time when it really blew up. I hope that this is the time that the product ecosystem really blows up, and I think you guys and everybody who's watching are really the pioneers in building that ecosystem. So I think absolutely kudos for that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Vedant Shobha. That means a lot. And yep, I think Solai has been putting in a lot of effort. There are a bunch of people who aren't live here, so
Yeah.
this means a lot to us. So thank you once again. And I think it's a little late because we've been. I mean, I was just checking the timer. I know we
Yeah.
had the AMA plan, but maybe hope to catch you guys maybe on our Slack channel sometime, and we could organize an AMA. Love to dig deeper into the JoshTalks journey. You mentioned you've been building it for 6 years and lots of learning from how you transitioned into building the product, like I think Vedant also mentioned, the tech aspects that comes in with a media business. So getting both of it together, and you guys are being super real about it, so we'd love to learn more. Hopefully we'll be able to catch you there and organize something in the
Yeah,
near future.
and quick shout out. We are hiring a lot of people in our team, especially in product and this data. So if anybody of you are interested, or if you just want to have a chat about what we can do in the app and work with us in any form possible, like in other parts of the organization, please reach out to Shobit or me at any point of time, and we'll be happy to engage you. Uh, since you're a part of this, then already that's a tick mark.
Wow, cool. That's
Awesome,
really
awesome, awesome. That's it. Thanks so much, guys, for attending. Hope you guys had fun. And with that, it's the TPF and Josh Talk team signing off. We'll see you again next month. Thank you.
Thanks, Suhas.
nice.
Again,
Thanks,
guys.
Olay.
Yeah,
Bye,
thanks.
guys.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Bye.